Are we ready? So, yeah.
Just looking through my notes. Because today's a little bit different, isn't it?
Today is a little bit different.
So, shall we start the podcast and just go for it?
Yeah.
PiPsCast.
Hi everyone. Now I usually say welcome to PiPsCast 9. So I'm really going to confuse you and say welcome to Vlogmas 1.
Yes. So, Vlogmas. So we've decided, it's something that I've wanted to do for many years actually. But it's something we never really got round to doing. But anyway, this year we thought we would do Vlogmas. And we'll explain a little bit more about that for people that don't know what that is at the end of the video.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yeah, be better.
So this video, this PiPsCast is a little bit different as well because we're going to be using a few questions that people have asked us.
Yeah, not so much specific questions, but like regular themes that come up either in questions or in the comments that we get on our videos. Also different because Max has decided to come and lie on me just before we turned the camera on. So
we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
what was the first question? First kind of question.
The first theme is why are we not working on the house and why are we putting so much effort and time into the land at the moment?
I thought when I was thinking about that, the land was something we bought first. We had this was 4 years ago?
Yeah, 2018 we bought the land.
Yeah, we bought the land, and it was the idea of the land was just to really park our van on. We drive to Portugal, park our van, spend a couple of weeks, drive back to the UK. That was the idea.
Or use it as a base when we went round Europe.
Yeah, exactly. That was the main thing, wasn't it? So it was like our first purchase and our first priority, and ever since then there's always been a little bit of a thing about needing to look after it because it's it's about 2 acres. It's a big piece of land, I suppose. So there's always been a thing for me that I wanted to look after the land. Yes. Yeah.
Sort of over and above the need for fire safety, like clearing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, over and above that. Yeah, definitely. So it was always that's always been on my mind, really, I suppose. And from my perspective, that's always been the way that I've thought.
Over the time, our thoughts about the land developed and expanded, and knowing that we then had the opportunity to come and live here in Portugal meant that it could be so much more useful to us. So we're putting all of the effort in there now because it's going to take time to get it sorted out. It needs the infrastructure putting in, like we've done with the pond, and levelling parts of it out. It needs the infrastructure putting in about getting beds built so that we can then grow some food. One, because we love eating food and we eat loads of fresh veg and fruit. I love gardening completely, and the more that we get out of the garden as freebies, because I love a freebie, the less money we have to spend out on food.
Yeah.
So that leaves us money for other projects, like the house, which will then benefit us in other ways.
Yeah, that's it really. So it's all about trying to get, so we're planting a few trees at the moment. They're going to take a few years really before they give us fruit. So there's no point in us really concentrating on the house, which is a perfectly livable house. That's the other thing. We don't necessarily need to do much work on the house. So we want to put get the land growing us food pretty much as quickly as possible, don't we? Which may well take a couple of years before we can be. Well, we're never going to be fully self-reliant. That's not going to happen.
But we would like to be more self-reliant.
Definitely more self-reliant. Absolutely. So that's another reason for wanting to get the land done, and the house is kind of put a little bit on the back burner because it's quite comfortable as well. We can live here quite comfortably.
And here, I mean, Max, we get as much rain as a lot of other places in the world here in Portugal, but it all comes at like a specific time of year, and that's now through the winter and the spring. So we need sort of the water capture systems in place to we need the water capture systems in place so that we can get the water whilst it's here. So we have the pond that we've dug and is now holding a fair amount of water. We need to develop that further so we can take that water out and capture it somewhere so that more water from the rain will come in and replenish the pond. So
there was no point in us leaving that
until the summer when there's no rain.
And there'll be no rain and no water, and we wouldn't be able to grow anything anyway. So it's been a kind of a bit of a plan on our minds, hasn't it? Really, but the land is kind of priority. It's always been the land for Elaine, really. But and me. But it's kind of like it's always been intertwined because we do obviously need somewhere to live. So the house is livable. As I've said, it's reasonably livable, isn't it, Elaine?
It is, yep. It's very basic.
Oh, it's very basic.
Very basic.
Oh, and I think you've mentioned earlier that we might do a house tour. Somebody asked, can we do
somebody was asking quite recently, so I thought, while we're doing these daily vlogs, we'll give you a bit of a house tour to see how it's being used at the moment.
Yeah,
and that might help some people understand why we're concentrating so much on the land. Yeah. Because
the house is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and back onto the land, and I talked about the fencing. That was quite an expense for us as well. I've always had it on my mind that I wanted to get a fence. The reason I wanted a fence was for Max. Yeah, because not so much for the wild boar. I mean, we thought about this as an afterthought, really, because they do tend to ruin gardens around this area. But really, for me, it was more about keeping Max in
and
safe, and not running out to chase wild boar, because then he would be in a not a particularly good situation.
Yeah. And one of the other themes that does come up a lot is asking things about Max.
Yeah.
And that sort of ties in quite well.
Yeah.
Now, he's probably sitting here with me because he's feeling a bit guilty at the moment.
Yeah.
This morning, he got out and he ran off, thinking it was a fun game and thinking, just thinking I'm a dog and I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
But Max came from a rescue centre, and we've had him for 5.5 years.
I think so,
But he came from a rescue centre for a reason. We think from what we could gather, he had been on a farm when he was very young. Maybe he's born on a farm. He was no good with the animals. He was constantly chasing them, whether they were lambs, sheep, goats, horses. No sort of sense of things that are going to hurt him.
Yeah.
He equally has no road sense. He doesn't like if he's lying out in the road, and he's got his collar on or his lead on. He does sometimes lie out in the road in the sun because it's quiet.
Yeah, but we do have his lead on.
And right on cue, a car goes past.
First car.
But he won't get up and move out the way.
No.
And I'm scared that he will jump up and, go for a moving vehicle.
No.
So the fencing gives Max the space to be off the lead, to have his own safe space, and for us to relax knowing that he is safe.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking somebody actually mentioned as well that he didn't look very happy, and am I going to get him
a companion?
a companion?
I'm going to find you.
I would like to get him a companion. Max is happy. He is happy. I think at the land he doesn't really know what to do with all the space. He doesn't like us being away from him either, really, which is a strange thing because he'll run away from us when he wants to.
Yes.
But if we run away from him, I don't mean we'll run away, but if we're in a different section, then he'll worry about where we are.
Yeah.
So we're not quite sure with that. But no, he's absolutely happy on the land if we're both there. Anyway,
Yes,
so yeah, that's another thing.
He is a pack animal, and he likes his little pack to be all together.
He does. He likes his pack to be together. That's for sure.
He's fine.
So he's absolutely fine. He is happy. Are we going to get him a companion? Probably not just yet. Are we going to keep him safe? Yeah, that's what the fence is for, and what the land is for. Yeah, for him really more than anything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's it. So we will eventually. Well, we are doing little bits on the house. But that was another thing you were saying as well about the house, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
You don't want to. Elaine doesn't want to start knocking walls down just in case the whole house falls down.
Yeah.
And then we've got nowhere to live. So
I would rather be going into spring and summer and live in the bus than coming into winter and living in the bus.
Yes.
So
we're going to wait until the weather's warmer.
I don't expect the house to fall down.
No.
It's just one of those little voices in the back of your head that says,
"Yeah,
what are you doing?
Don't touch the house, just in case. We'll do it when the weather's a bit warmer." Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So that's that. So that's that. What was that? Was there another kind of a theme?
And the last main theme that runs through is asking about the little building that's across the road. Gets referred to as the shed or the. Melinda, you think it's your pad for when you're eventually going to come over. Sorry, but we don't actually own that building. We found out.
No. I might insert a little clip here, as I don't normally do, but I might do just to show people
what we're talking about.
Because this little building over here, we talked about it 2-3 years ago. When we bought this house, we were told that we also owned a little building just, 20 yards away, just across the road. We were just told that, and it was a nice surprise, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what the estate agent.
The estate agent said, "We got a nice surprise for you." Turns out, quite a long story, really, isn't it? It's quite a long story, but it turns out we don't own it. We don't really mind, in all honesty. We have enough on. We've got this house, which we haven't yet started renovating. Obviously, we've got the land, which we're trying to do a lot of work on at the moment. So it's not really a priority for it. It wouldn't have been a priority anyway, and it's not really a problem.
It would have been right down there.
It would have been right down. Yeah. So we'll have to find somewhere else for you to stay, Melinda, when you come over. Get a van down the land for you.
We'll get the bus organised for you.
Yeah, that's the kind of plan, isn't it? To get the bus a little bit tidy, a little bit livable. Yeah, so that if we do knock the house down, which we'll know.
Just so we've got a nice day space, if nothing else. Yeah. And then if family come over, there's a nice space there.
I think they're expecting to stay in the house.
Yeah,
and we kick us out to the van. That will
probably be
the way it is. Yeah. So we don't own that, but it's not a stress really. Honestly, it's really.
It's the opposite of a stress. Yeah. It's a stress relief because it's one less thing that we have to think about and that we don't have to focus on at all. And well, that's really important, isn't it? That's a really important point you make. Yeah, we didn't come here to have a 9-to-5 Monday to Friday job renovating stuff. We came here to be
pips.
Yeah, to be in a better space.
Yeah, to be in a better space, absolutely. Just to enjoy the time.
What we're doing. And if we want to do a job today or if we want to do a job tomorrow, then we will. Yes, sometimes things get, timetabled in because they involve other people or the weather or whatever. Yeah. But, there we go. We're not bothered at all by.
No, we're not. No,
by that.
not bothered by it. So, but anyway, that was a strange little thing.
Yeah.
Turned out okay in the end. So, yeah, what other kind of themes have people
The
been?
last little thing came in from Patrick yesterday.
Patrick. So I am going to need my phone for this one, Patrick. Thank you for your message.
Because you asked us who we are currently watching on YouTube.
Yes.
So we do watch YouTube.
A lot.
Well,
we haven't really got television here.
No, we don't.
We don't really have television. We've
got Netflix for movies and series, and but we enjoy YouTube anyway. So
we do, yeah.
Rather than the mainstream. I would have to say for me, Patrick, and you're probably going to be disappointed because although I do watch some of the Portuguese YouTubers in central Portugal, they're not at the top of my list. Sorry.
Well, that's it, you see, Patrick, because what we were trying to do...
Because we're living it.
We were trying to get what's top of our list. We have quite a few people that we subscribe to, but there's a few people that we particularly look forward to. Yes. And that's the point, I think. So we tried to cut that list of maybe 70, because honestly there is a lot, cut the list of 70 down to maybe 2 or 3 each. So we thought to ourselves, what's our favourite YouTube?
Who do we look for when we turn it on?
Who do we look forward to? So sorry Elaine, I interrupted.
Yeah,
go on.
It's all right.
So
for me it's a channel called Little Spanish Homestead. A young couple I think they're in the northeast of Spain, and literally just over a year ago they started doing what we're doing, but they have like a homestead. So they have an old house that needs renovating and land around. She's learning to garden. She's learning to give up work and work for herself on her land, producing food. And her channel just sort of started up as we were realising this was a possibility for us. And we were like putting a date together to say... Yeah,
we were starting to...
We're going to go in September this year kind of thing.
So she's been going about a year, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So did you say it's a Little Spanish Farmstead?
Oh, it's Little Spanish Farmstead.
Farmstead, yeah. It's a great channel. I enjoy it as well. Yes, good videos.
It's just very relaxed and it's not a how-to like us, so I don't feel like I'm being preached to or, being told this is how you have to do it. Just very, very enjoyable and I can relate to it.
Yes, and I'm still trying to think mine, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, I'll tell you my other one then.
Yeah, go on.
So we have a lovely subscriber, again in Spain, called Jane Fincarte.
Fincarte, yeah.
So it's all about the art of living on a finca in Spain.
Yes.
And I think we have a very similar humour, Jane and I. We are of a similar-ish age. We have a very dry humour. Jane is very arty, and I would like to be very arty. She definitely has a lot of skills. But again, it's the realities of trying to grow your own veg, trying to keep the fox out your chickens, living through the extreme heat. So Jane, I just find very pleasurable to watch.
Yeah, enjoyable. We do look forward to Jane's videos. So her channel is called Jane Fincarte, actually.
Yeah.
Jane Fincarte, yeah. So for me, slightly different types. I don't know. My favourite channel, I suppose, is all I could think of. The ones I look forward to is a channel called King In It. Young couple just ruling their own world, as they say, and they are honestly they're just I don't know what the words are really. They just
they're very inspirational.
Very inspirational, yeah.
They are down to earth. They've both had very serious situations in their young lives, and it's just given them the real, like, I'm going to go and kick the whatever out of life and make the most of it.
And they rule.
And they really do rule their own world.
They do, yeah.
So,
and they're fantastic. And I really look forward to any videos that they put out.
Without being pretentious, without being...
They're funny.
You know, anything untoward. They are funny and inspirational.
They are, absolutely. Really enjoy them. Sorry, I'm just looking at my list again. A gentleman that takes amazing photos. He's called James PiPsCast, and he takes photos in Wales. He takes photos everywhere, but I think he lives in Wales, so most of his photography is done in Wales. And I'm just so inspired. He's so funny. He's just great fun to watch, and he just carries his camera. He has like a GoPro here, and he shows you the scene of what he's looking at with his GoPro, and you think, oh, that's a bit of a standard shot, you know. He takes a photo with his camera, and it's just the most amazing good photo. And I just wonder how he does that, quite honestly, because he's definitely a very skilled photographer. So James PiPsCast,
and he's very funny as well. He's very personable.
He's very funny. I do enjoy him. So really, that's me. But again, we do watch loads of other things as well. I do like a lot of travel. I like a lot of, I wouldn't say van life, I suppose it is. I like a lot of van life channels as well. Yeah. So is that then covered? Is that?
I think that's everything.
I mean,
covered.
I could name many more.
Oh, you could. I'm surprised there wasn't either a watch review or a watch repair channel in there, because Darren's into his sort of wristwatches.
Yeah,
yes.
I do like to watch a watch repair. Yes, that's right. Fascinating stuff. So I suppose that brings us to an end. But before we go, we have to just talk about Vlogmas. Right, Vlogmas. So what Vlogmas is, for anybody that doesn't know, is basically 25 days of vlogging. So we have started today. This is going to be our first one. And then we're going to do a video every day for, well, up until Christmas Day.
From the 1st to the 25th of December.
Yeah.
It won't all be about Christmas.
Not at all.
No.
It might be how to fix this light.
It'll be, well, what we want to sort of include in it is our first winter and our first Christmas. Here in a new country, in a new culture, and just learning and fitting in and settling in and experiencing.
I think so. And taking you along, the season, exactly, and for taking you along to experience it with us, because we get a lot of pleasure out of taking you along when we go doing some chores or a bit of washing or whatever it might be. We take you along, and we love the comments that you give us. So we enjoy taking you along. So the idea is to do that. So they're not going to be, so a lot of the videos, they're gonna the format of the videos might change a little bit, because obviously we're doing one a day.
It might be a little bit more loose. Darren does spend an awful lot of time getting really tight edits and putting the music with the pictures, and he's not going to have time to do as much of that.
No, not as much editing. No,
and not all of it will be on like the day before or on the day.
No,
purely,
we might refer back to
because we may have. I'm just thinking about our olives. We got about that many, so we filmed picking those when Jade was here.
That's right.
But they've just been sitting in water to get all the tannins and everything out, and you don't really want to look at that for.
But we
the
will.
25 days we've had to look at it.
That's right. But we will include those clips possibly
with something we do later on.
When we maybe get the olives into olive oil or something like that.
That's it.
So so it will still be.
The jobs that we have coming up and planned, or days out, or whatever the weather brings us.
We've got quite a few things planned to go out and about, so it should be fun. Show you a little bit around here, a little bit further out as well. A couple of river beaches we can go to. So it's going to be fun. We're going to enjoy doing it, and we hope you can follow along as much as you can. We're going to put the videos out every day, as I've said, about 5 o'clock in the evening. We thought was
GMT.
5 o'clock in the evening. That seems to work.
Yes.
And it kind of fits in as a sort of, it kind of works, I think. So that's it. So has that explained Vlogmas? I kind of think so. It's basically just us vlogging for 25 days and hoping that you're going to watch.
You'll have seen loads of other people do it. It's nothing new.
No, it's not something we haven't invented it. No, not at all. No, it's something that's been going on for quite a while. Yeah, I used to watch Vlogmas about 3 or 4 years ago. And and I thought, I'd like to be able to do that. And now we've got the opportunity to do it.
We have.
Yeah. We can get some light repairs on.
It just needs charging, love.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Showed you how to charge a light. Okay.
Yes.
So has that brought us to the end?
That has brought us definitely to the end.
Okay.
Yes, it's probably been a bit longer than it normally would or should be. So sorry if we've waffled. Thanks very much for coming along. Welcome to all our new patrons. Thank you very much. We've been really touched that you are choosing to support us in this way.
Yeah.
And to all of the new subscribers. I think we've had over 100 in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think so. It's been lovely, yeah.
So we would, I was trying to catch on the YouTube when it went from 12,344 to 12,345, because I just have that thing about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I missed it.
Yeah. So you woke up the next morning to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
No, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 50.
Okay.
But never mind. Thank you very much for sticking with us. We hope you enjoy Vlogmas. We're going to enjoy doing it. Darren loves editing, so he's going to be put to the test.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, yeah. Please keep your comments coming in. And if you have any ideas, then we're not saying we'll do them, but we're open to suggestions. Just, it might be something that we already, it might be something that we already have thought about. But thanks very much. A lady on the video mentioned, because we mentioned about going on one of the PiPsCasts, actually, we mentioned about going to a fountain with a big
yes, where we showed, we talked about that, didn't we?
And the ladies asked if we can go and film that.
Yes,
thank you.
Because it was something that we had intended to do.
We had intended to do it. The day we went was pouring with rain. We couldn't have even put a camera in that, but we will go back. I think we're going to go back there. It's not far from here, and we'll do a little bit of a film around there. So things like that, absolutely. Right,
definitely going to stop this time.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Care. We'll see you in Vlogmas.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.